Hi, my name is Jenny, and I'm going to teach you today about the basic transfer for adapted sailing. We have a couple of objectives today. The main things we're going to focus on is that you learn the basics of making sure your transfer is safe, that it's in control, and to start with, we're going to assume that we're working with a person with simple paraplegia. So this is going to be someone who has upper body control. It's not going to be the most complicated transfer that you'll do. We'll learn those ones later on, but for today it'll be a very simple, straightforward transfer. And your job at first is going to be the lead person. Usually a transfer takes 2 to 3 people. We're going to work on a basic 2-person transfer, and you'll work on trying out being the lead person who's in front. They're the ones who are calling the shots on up, down with the lift, and kind of guiding the whole process. And then you'll have a chance to be the secondary person as well, collaborating with them. So first I'm going to give you a little overview and a quick demonstration with some of our more experienced staff so you can see the whole thing start to finish correctly. And then if you have any questions about that, we can do that and we'll get you ready to try your own. We'll do a practice with a partner, and I'll pair you with someone more experienced first. And after that we'll run back through it. We can switch up so you can try all the jobs, and if you have any questions we can do that. So we're going to use a chair for this rather than a wheelchair, again, because the focus is on keeping it safe and controlled rather than, forgetting to put the brakes on and having the thing roll around. We'll use a chair. It'll be simplest and easiest for you to manage at first. And we have our boat all set up here. We've lined everything up so it's in the correct spot and it should be good to go. So, all good? Ready? Okay. I'm going to use Matt and Mike at first to give the demonstration on what the whole thing looks like. So if one of you guys wants to be the sailor and one of you guys wants to help me transfer. Alright, so you guys got the overview on the sling and how it works and how to line it up. So we're just going to quickly put that on Mike. And in the interest of time, Mike can give us a hand just to go really quickly. Throw it on. Alright, so okay, so we have it in correct position. We would normally, of course, do this a little bit more slowly, talk people to it, but we're going to focus right now on the actual picking up and moving the sailor. So what we've done is we've lined up the chair with the turning radius of the davit up here. So this piece being the davit. This is what we actually call the lift. It does the lifting. And you've learned about the sling. So we're going to connect this up. When the lift is coming down, depending on how tall the person is, you want to keep an eye and make sure it doesn't hit their face. They might want to put their hand up just to feel a little bit better. Or if it's someone who doesn't have that arm use, then you'll want to make sure you keep a hand on it so it's not coming too close to their face. And with these straps that we showed you, there's 4 that you need to connect. And the rule to remember is legs long, shoulders short. So with Mike, because he's a bit of a taller guy, I'm going to take the longest choice on the strap. In this one, there's a secondary choice here. There's a red one. Some might have 3 or 4 choices. You'll get to know the slings, get to know the sailors. So I'm going to put the long one on the legs and just do a quick check also that nothing is tangled or twisted. It still looks good. Here's where you'll have to be careful that it's not getting too close to his face when you pull in the shoulders. And I'm going to go shoulders short. I have 3 choices on this particular sling, and I think we're going to go with the middle one. It looks like it'll be about right for him. So you have to sort of communicate a little here. Are you okay to slack? Okay, with your second person. Sometimes too, the sailor will do this themselves, it just depends, you'll get to know everybody. And we'll make sure again that everything looks okay. The whole time I'm going to make sure I'm in touch with Mike. Mike, does everything feel okay? Alright, excellent. And sometimes the sailor will take care of using the remote, the up, down themselves. Mike, do you want to use the remote today? Okay, there you go. So, usually you would do this with someone who's fairly experienced so that if you have to give them an instruction up, down, whatever, they're going to do it. But a lot of people will take care of it on their own. So I'm going to be the lead person. This is the job you'll be doing in a second. I'm going to be in the front. I'm always going to make sure I maintain contact with the sling or the lift or with Mike somehow. I'm going to maintain contact with him. And as best as possible, I'm always going to try and keep eye contact as well. just for comfort's sake, so that he still feels safe and secure and knows I'm still paying attention to him. Matt's going to be holding in the back. There's those handles on the back of the sling. He might also just grab the side of the sling, but we're going to work together to make sure that Mike feels that it's a really controlled movement when he goes over. We also, as I mentioned before, we've lined it up so that he has the shortest, okay, he has the shortest distance to travel. If the boat were facing the other way, he'd be doing a much wider swing around. So we've set it up so he's just going to go from here to there. We are actually going to turn him in the air, which I'm not going to ask him to do afterwards, but this was mostly for the camera so that we can get a good look of Mike here. Normally he'd be facing backwards because that's the best way for him to be in the seat quickly. All right, are we ready? You good, Mike?
Yep.
So why don't you start bringing yourself up, and I'm going to be ready with the straps. I'm going to make sure things are coming up smoothly. Oh, one sec, Mike. So it slipped a little, so I'm just going to make sure that's in proper place. So just always keeping your eyes on it. Okay, you can go back. So you can see, as the lead person, you're the one who's calling the shots on the up and down. So you're probably high enough, Mike? We don't need to bring him up any higher because he's going to clear the chair. A wheelchair would have handles, but he should be okay. And as I said, normally I would just be stepping right in front of the boat, but I'm going to go around and turn him. Matt, you're still okay? And here's where you might want to be practicing the footwork. I'm standing on the side of the deck now, and you just have to be careful with the keel that you don't get tangled up in that. So you can start to bring yourself down slowly. Usually I step across, so I've got a nice wide base, and start letting him drop. This is nice because I can still hold the straps. I can still look at Mike if need be. Check that the tiller's not in the way, there's no lines. Okay, you want to stop one second?